Hey guys, it's Jack from the future. I'm just dropping in to let you know to stick around to the end because there's a load of bloopers of me doing stupid stuff, so why not? I think that's it. Yeah. It's back, guys! We can't escape the cosmic pull of that mysterious and maniacal place known only as the SCP Foundation. As we stated in part 1 of this particular list, a general is nothing without its army, and despite the chaotic capabilities of many of the SCP Foundation's most powerful officials, researchers and scientists, there'd be nothing without the awesome capabilities of some of its most specialized units. When excrement hits the proverbial fan, which it so often does in the anomalous world of the SCP Foundation, they call in one of their many mobile task forces to clean up the mess. So, let's see who's who in part 2. Hello horror fans, what's going on? And once again, welcome back to the Scares channel on YouTube, top 5 scary videos. As per usual, I'll be your horror host Jack Finch, as today we curiously take a look at the top 5 mobile task forces in the SCP Foundation. Part 2. Roll the clip.
Get up, get up.
For the curious amongst you, that clip was from 2018's Annihilation, directed by Alex Garland, which is actually a fantastic visual depiction that comes pretty close to the frightening world of the SCP Foundation. So if you're a fan that hasn't yet seen it, you should definitely check it out. Also, if anything like the Shimmer ever happened, they'd definitely be sending in a mobile task force to try and clean up the mess. So yeah, go figure. Kicking off at number 5, Alpha 9, codename Last Hope. And with this initial entry, we're kind of getting 2 mobile task forces for the price of 1, because as we all know, you can't reference Alpha 9 without paying your dues to the mobile task force that came before them, Omega 7, aka Pandora's Box, a unit that was completely wiped out by the very SCP that formed the basis of it, Able, aka SCP-076, an immortal humanoid that can survive the power of a nuclear bomb and just so happens to be really good at killing things. The Foundation decided to form a mobile task force around his capabilities and soon brought in SCP-105 to augment their capabilities. While as is the same with many disasters in the SCP Foundation, things went really bad. Able essentially went rogue and killed pretty much everyone involved. Omega 7 was disbanded, decommissioned and struck from all records. But then enter Mobile Task Force Alpha 9, aka Last Hope, a recent attempt at a second chance of blending anomalies with the infrastructure of the Foundation. As the record states, Alpha 9 is the reborn Omega 7, a mobile task force explicitly intended to train and utilize humanoid SCP objects in the field, built around the surviving SCP-105 and headed by Dr. Light. As far as operations go, it seems that so far so good, and Last Hope have acted exactly how the Foundation intended, to exploit and harness the all-powerful abilities of anomalous objects and humanoids to their advantage. Surely it can't go wrong a second time, right? Coming in next at number 4, Pi 1, codename City Slickers. And in our previous list we gave a direct nod to Mobile Task Force Epsilon 6, aka Village Idiots, a hands-on cleanup crew that deals with the consequences of any anomalous events out in the rural parts of the planet, but when things involve the big city lights of planet Earth, they call in Mobile Task Force Pi 1, aka City Slickers, and yeah, in actual fact they're pretty much as cool as they sound. Also, Pi 1 are perhaps one of the few task forces that have been involved in the most amount of anomalous events, and their track record is something to be admired by the powers that be in the Foundation. As the record states, Mobile Task Force Pi 1 specialise in the investigation, containment and subsequent cleanup of anomalies in densely populated urban environments, particularly in the New York metropolitan area where the vast majority of their wet work occurs. These guys are essentially stone cold chain smoking detectives that thrive in the underbelly of big city life. If a black market anomalous deal is about to go down between a group of interest, City Slickers will already be posing as a double agent. They were also heavily involved in the containment of SCP-688, aka the Memetic Killer Chef's Knife, and tragically they lost a boatload of agents in the process, so ooh. Next up at number 3, Omega 144, codename Unknown. And this entry is an incredibly interesting one, as it's a mobile task force made up for the sole purpose of containing the potential XK class extinction event of SCP-1844, a giant fiery pit that potentially serves as a gateway to a corporeal dimension of hellfire that will spell the end of all life on Earth. Essentially, it's hell. And so who do the Foundation get in to combat that hell? Priests, of course, priests from literally every religion on the planet. Yeah, but you didn't see that one coming, did you? Omega 144 is literally the holiest group of people in the Foundation, an interfaith task force that's sole purpose is to contain the Abrahamic apocalypse. Their containment of SCP-1844 is fairly straightforward, and they achieve this by constantly conducting various religious rituals, with no less than 3 members of the task force performing their specific procedures at the same time. Currently, the task force consists of a Benedictine monk, a Mormon prophet president, a Druze sheikh, a Carmelite nun, a Shabbat rabbi, the queen of the Bobo Ashanti mansion, a Sufi imam, a Mevlevi dervish, a Samaritan high priest. Yeah, they're covering a lot of bases, and in doing so, their combined sheer force of piety is literally holding back the apocalypse. That's teamwork, I guess. Swinging in next at number 2, Nu 7, codename Hammer Down. And a lot of you guys were calling for Hammer Down to appear on this list, and rightly so, because back in the day, when a containment breach got far too outrageously dangerous to handle, the Foundation would call in Mobile Task Force Nu 7, codename Hammer Down, and it indicated that they wanted to kill some anomalous entity really badly. As the record states, our Mobile Task Force Nu 7 is a battalion strength force consisting of 3 company-sized elements of Special Operations Infantry Forces, a light armoured vehicle company, tank platoon, a helicopter squadron, a CBRN platoon, combat engineers, nuclear weapons specialists, plus a multitude of support personnel. Essentially, it's the closest the Foundation will ever get to having an army of their own. The task force is based primarily out of armed Biocontainment Area 14 and is tasked with the responsibility of responding to incidents that involve a loss of communication with major Foundation facilities under circumstances where a containment breach, enemy compromise, or any other catastrophic event is suspected. They're the big guns, and they're the signal in a multitude of SCP articles that just got real, and or is about to hit the fan, or is hitting the fan, or the fan is now on fire and melting through reality. These guys have been tasked with hunting down packs of SCP-939 and containing the sites of more world-ending anomalous viruses like SCP-610 than anyone would ever want to put on their resume. They also work closely with the Horizon Initiative and the Church of the Broken God, and they're suspected to play a large part in the coming War of the Flesh. Wait, not sure if I was meant to say that. And finally, coming in at number 1, Tau 5, codename Samsara. And more so than with Hammer Down, you guys fervently called for Samsara to make an appearance on this list, and of course, rightly so, I was saving it, because as our commentator Indra Server so aptly put, these guys are essentially the Foundation's version of the Power Rangers, and what's cooler than immortal cyborg soldiers made from the cloned corpse of a dead god? Yeah, you had me at immortal cyborg soldiers. As the record states, Mobile Task Force Tau 5, aka Samsara, are immortal cyborg clones created from the flesh of a dead god recovered by the Foundation in 1988. Tau 5 utilizes esoteric and experimental Foundation weaponry to investigate and contain thaumaturgic, magical, and psionic threats. Are you impressed yet? It's also important to note that Samsara play a massive role in the Third Law canon, which is a Foundation storyline that specifically focuses on the implication of bioorganic entities. It is very possible that the dead god that Samsara are created from is that of McCain, the overarching figure in the Church of the Broken God, which would also be absolutely awesome. As some have criticised though, Tau 5 are incredibly overpowered when compared to the other mobile task forces in the Foundation. They can upload their consciences to machines, infinitely immortal in technology, and then be re-uploaded to another more powerful cyborg body. They're extraordinarily skilled, intelligent to superhuman levels, have anomalously augmented physical capabilities, and also they have flamethrowers for hands if they so desire. That's just Mobile Task Force Tau 5 though, they're the best in the business for a reason. But Samsara also covers some incredibly interesting mimetic anomalies, and their part in the Bart Hughes storyline is one that should definitely be discovered by any SCP Foundation fan. Why don't you take a look? Well, there we have it, horror fans, our part 2 list for the top 5 mobile task forces in the SCP Foundation. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Disagree? Think we've missed another incredibly interesting entry? Why don't you let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below, as well as any choice picks for a potential part 3. Before we depart from today's video though, let's first take a quick look at some of your most resounding remarks over the past few days. FMS AIFV says, personal opinion, the best task forces are redacted, 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 and redacted. Yeah, you got some great choices there, FMS. Can't say I disagree with any of them. I'd probably stick redacted at number 3 though, but yeah, otherwise than that, that is a great list. Good job. Well, on that note, horror fans, that's unfortunately all we've got time for in today's video. Cheers for sticking around all the way until the end. If you were a fan of this video, or just top 5 scary videos in general, then please be a dear and hit that thumbs up button as well as that subscribe bell, and we'll be seeing you in the next one. As per usual, I've been your horror host, Jack Finch. You've been watching top 5 scary videos, and until next time, I'll take a breath. You take it easy.
Right, bud?
It's back, guys. We can't escape the cosmic pull of that mysterious and maniacal. Yeah, they're covering a lot of bases. Bases? You're stupid, Jack. As the record states, Mobile Task Force Pi 1 specialise in the investigation, containment and subsequent words to exploit and harness the all-powerful abilities of anomalous objects and humanoids to their advantage. When excrement hits the proverbial fan, which is so... What the f*** have I written? Roll the clip, insert the clip, please.
Roll the clip, please roll the clip.
Thank you.